Okay, so I have a sales call which is meant to be now, but he's running a little bit late. So what I'm doing is I'm getting started on a campaign build out. I don't know what that is. A campaign build out for another client. So basically just sending an email with some questions to get some info in relation to stuff that I'm going to be running and to help build out the campaign. So waiting for this sales guy. I'm also helping Lucas with an onboarding call to make sure everything gets set up with one of his first few clients. And that's sort of the next 2 hours. So I'm going to do this work until I get a message from the guy who's meant to be on the sales call that he'll be all good to go. And then hop on that call, hopefully close another client, which will be awesome. But I'll update whether or not I sign him, whether or not I don't, and what's to go from there. So I was meant to have a sales call a few hours ago, but unfortunately he had to reschedule. He is someone who is quite... I'm sorry if you can hear that. I'll try... Put on noise cancelling. Is that on? Yeah, hopefully that helps. He does sound keen, so I think he'll be alright. Today is day 25 to 1 million at 18 of me documenting the day-to-day. And I've honestly found the work that I've been doing really enjoyable the last few days. I found the same things that normally I'd struggle to do enjoyable. Like, I'm finding the hard work, the boring work really enjoyable now, which I'm recognizing is a really good thing. If I can, I'm learning to love it, which doesn't happen straight away. It's never going to happen straight away unless you're really lucky. But I had after what was meant to be the sales call, I helped Lucas on an onboarding call with one of his clients. It's very funny. So this is the first client he'd signed up. He's a bit, I don't want to call him an idiot, but the guy, not all business owners are smart, right? So he's this foreign guy. I don't think he really understands what's going on. And so we asked him to join the call on a laptop where he can share his screen. We can get the ad accounts connected and everything all good, ready to go. And he joins on his phone. And I introduced myself. I said, "Hey, Carl, my name's Jack. It looks like you're on a phone. Do you not have a laptop anywhere near you, or you're not able to hop on a laptop?" He said, "No." And I said, "Oh, well, we kind of need a laptop or computer to be able to actually onboard and make everything go well." So we had to end that call within literally 2 minutes. That was quite funny. So Lucas left and I stayed on there for a bit, and he just sat there staring at the screen, still on the call. I'm like, is this guy going to leave? It turned into a game of chicken, which I lost. I had to leave. But I thought it was quite funny. This guy, I did. So after that, Lucas got the checklist of everything he needs to do so he can go off and do it on his own. So that was good. I'm glad to help him out. And honestly, something that's quite hard documenting the day-to-day is coming up with the ideas to sort of structure, like, what am I going to talk about for that day? And then I realized today, I'm like, I don't need to. Like, ideas will come to me, as in, like, when I have a day and something really specific that I want to talk about, I can just talk about it. And then other days, it can just be literally updates throughout the day. Do I have a sales call? Yep. How'd it go? Oh, it didn't show, rescheduled, closed it, didn't close it. What did I learn from it? And I think I just go between the two and then just continually try to improve it over time. Find things that I can implement in each video to just improve it. Like in today's one, or maybe not today's, but tomorrow I'm going to have some sound effects when I change clips. It's something small. It's something you would barely recognize or even realize, but it's something that can do a whole world of difference, just to enhance the viewing experience. Because it's really cool. Like, I went back and watched the first few days of this series, and just to look at them, see what I was doing, see how I spoke, see how the videos were ran. I think it's really, really cool to go back and just look how, frankly, crap it is. And in all honesty, I'm going to look back in another month's time and go, look at this video and go, this was crap. What are you doing? Mate, it's complete shit. But that's the game, isn't it? I watched a video today. It was called Don't Tell People You Know About Your YouTube Channel. And there were a few reasons why, which I'll actually go into this video because I think it's really interesting. But he talks about how people stop or don't start or put out very few videos because they want it to be the most incredible quality. It's never going to be at the beginning. It can't be. It's impossible because you don't know what you're doing. You don't have any context or reference points or experience for you to go off. So how is it going to be really good? Why do you expect it to be really good? It's never going to. Like I haven't even posted 30 videos yet. I can't expect them to be really good. But one thing that I've seen a massive improvement upon is just my ability to speak normally and freely towards the camera. Like whether it's taking the piss with something or just genuinely having just a normal sit down conversation like this. I'm talking to a friend. You watching this, I'm just having a normal conversation. Running you through my thoughts, what's going through my head as I'm building to $1 million. Like I'm a very ambitious person and I want to and will accomplish many, many incredible things in life. Why not document it for myself in the future and for others? Because you can help others, whether it's being an inspiration, answering questions, or partnering with people who need the help or want the help, new connections, all of it. There is no downside to making these videos. And then some people go, yeah, but what if people make fun of you? Or what if people judge you for doing it? Who cares? Seriously. If someone said that to me, I'd look at them and go, who gives a fuck? No one. Or the ones who do, that's their problem. Guess what? We're all going to be dead and nobody's going to care. The Queen died a few years ago. Perhaps the most, and this is a Hormozy. I've been binging his stuff and I listen to him religiously, but this is a Hormozyism. He goes, the Queen, perhaps the most influential person of her time, 6 months after her death, no one was thinking about her, no one was talking about her. Perhaps the most influential person at the time. And he says, when everyone goes to your funeral, guess what? They think about you, they're sad, they miss you, but at the end of that night, they get hungry and they go, what's for dinner? And they move on. That's just the way life is. You can't expect it to be otherwise. So why not do this? And another thing, the people who judge you, the people who care, and the people who you let stop you from doing what you actually want to do, guess what? They're not going to be at your funeral. Their opinions don't matter in your life, so why let them stop you from doing what you want to do? But in terms of that video I watched today, what was really interesting, he's like, it's actually a really nice day today. He's like, YouTube is really good at finding the people who your videos resonate with and who you're talking to. Like for me, I've found that in just posting these, I've already found people who is exactly who I'm speaking to. It's young entrepreneurs, people chasing extreme success in life, wanting to make a lot of money and wanting to connect with others to do the same, who are trying to do the same. I've already had many, many people reach out on Instagram, join the Young Founders Network, which is a completely free networking community for young entrepreneurs, which I want to grow. I want to make it the biggest community for young entrepreneurs in the world. I have great ambitions with that network. I think it is something that could turn into something awesome. Like there are already a few people in there who are incredible, and I know that they're going to be successful because of what they're doing. But back to my point, you don't want to tell people, like your friends and family, about it, because guess what? If they subscribe, if they view it, 99.99% of the time, they're not going to be the ideal viewer who your video resonates with. So guess what? They're not going to have a 100% correct opinion of what it is that you're talking about because it doesn't resonate. They aren't the viewer. So sure, they could give you some feedback and all of this, but largely their opinion on the video doesn't matter because they're not the viewer you're speaking to. Also, if they're not the person you're speaking to and they've subscribed, they've watched, they can ruin your watch time if they don't watch them all. And also it can just skew the data that YouTube has to go off. If you get 0 views for months and months, who cares? Don't force that with friends and family to watch it because they're not the person you're trying to find. And if YouTube sees them finding it, then it's just going to worsen the analytics and the data long term. Which is why, and to be honest, people will find out anyway. If it becomes big enough, create a big enough audience, whatever you're trying to do. Like I just want to see where this goes, to be honest. I don't have too many plans. I would love to see how big this can get if I document Like, I'm not standing on this big authority position. Like, I'm just building. I'm building like you. I'm just trying to make something of myself. I'm 18 years old. Like, some people would consider me still a kid. I've said it in previous years, like, I'm still a kid. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing in life. And I'm just chasing after the things that I want to. And then why not document it? One thing that's really cool with documenting everything on YouTube and the stuff that you're doing, what you think, who you are, that other generations haven't had is guess what? If I never meet my grandkids, or not my grandkids, but my great-grandchildren, my great-great-grandchildren, guess what? They can go to YouTube, see who I was. They can know how I think, how I acted, what I thought, what I did, without ever meeting me, and they can get to know me. I wish I had that for my great-grandparents. My great-grandpa went in the war, fought and died in the war. If he made videos, that would be absolutely incredible to be able to watch that. How did he think? What did he do? What were his thoughts? I think it's so, so cool and almost selfish of you not to give the people in your bloodline that opportunity. But that's just my opinion. But for the rest of today, it's just more work. I'm going to keep going with that Google Ads course. I think learning is the most important thing you can do, especially me being young. I'm not going to sit here and be arrogant thinking I know everything, because frankly, I know nothing. I know nothing in this world. It's just my job to figure out what I don't know. I'm just paying off the ignorance debt. One thing I will recommend to you watching this, if you haven't, the Chris Williamson and Alex Hormozy podcasts, any of them and all of them, they are exceptional. I love them. I think that's because it resonates with the way that I think, or maybe I've just listened to so much Hormozy that is just imprinted on me. That's how I think. I said it to another guy I was speaking to. We're talking business. And I'm like, if you want to know how I think about business, listen to one of those podcasts or listen to Hormozy speak, and that's how I think about business. I've listened to so much of him that's pretty much it. Now that's the way I think about it. Now I just need the actions to follow. That's all it is. But today is day 25 to a million at 18. Tomorrow's day 26. I'm almost 1 month through. That is so unbelievable that I've been able to show up every single day. 66 subscribers in that time. 66 more than I thought. To be honest, I thought YouTube had blacklisted me. Not blacklisted. What is it? Shadow banned. I thought that was shadow banned. I'm like to Lucas, because he posted his first video and got 40 something views, and I posted mine and I got 0. And I'm like, I think I'm shadow banned. And the main reason I wanted to start this series, my first thought was I'm gonna post so much that I force YouTube to show my videos. And then I'm like, how do I do this? How do I do this in a good way where I make good videos? And it was document the day-to-day of what it's like. What do I name it? Well, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to grow a business, I'm trying to make as much money as possible. I want to travel. Like, I'm planning on going to Bali soon. Guess what? I'm taking you with me. Why wouldn't I? I'm going to document it all because I think it's such a cool experience that I can share with yourself. But I'm like, what am I doing? Well, grow a business, make money. Where am I trying to get to? Well, the first step, make $1 million. Road to $1 million. I actually started it, the first name of it at the beginning was Documenting to $1 Million at 18. I thought that was a bit long, didn't have as good a ring to it as I would like. So I thought about something different. I'm like, Road to $1 Million at 18. Now, I could do just Road to $1 Million, but I think the at 18 just shows that I'm young, I'm ambitious, and I'm going after something that I want to. And if you go back through the videos, you can see how the thumbnails have changed over time. You can see how the titles, and I haven't even been in this journey 4 weeks. I think the thumbnails look so much better than they did at the beginning, and I'll still look to improve them. The titles are now better because it's actually gives some insight into the video rather than just day 1 to $1 million at 18, day 2 to $1 million at 18. I'll tell you right now, if I am so uncreative on a day and not even ChatGPT can give me an idea for a YouTube title, the title for it will be day 42 to $1 million at 18. And who knows, after so many days of doing the actual words about stuff during the day, like the boring work that no one sees or trying to close 2 sales calls, it might perform better. I don't know. That's the thing in life. You don't know. You just got to experiment, figure it all out. But Oh, this was a bit more of a serious situation. I'd say serious. I'm I am serious, but I'm also a very unserious person. I think a lot, as you probably can see. I don't go out much, but I don't want to because that doesn't align with what I'm trying to do. And guess what? I can in a few years' time when I've got the resources to, but why do I need to now? But yeah, today is day 25. I hope that's right. I thought yesterday was wrong, and I'm like, please don't crucify me. But I got it right. I'm just going to pray that that's correct, that the days... I really need to start tracking, like, what's the actual day, so I say it right in the videos. But from what I know, and hopefully I'm right, it's day 25 to moon at 18. 3 days away from 4 weeks in. I actually find this really comforting. Just sitting in front of yourself. I say yourself. For me, it's a camera. I'm so much more comfortable with it now. I really enjoy just talking through my thoughts, the stuff that I'm doing. And I find it so comforting just to sit here, have this conversation with it on. Whereas some people get really uncomfortable, I'm getting more and more comfortable. Like, to be honest, I absolutely love it now. I love, one, being able to share my thoughts, experiences, and document, and meet really cool people. Like, I'm setting up a call with a young entrepreneur in Spain on Monday. It's my time on Monday. Where else can you get the opportunity to do that? That is unbelievable. But it's so late in the video, and I'm going to talk about that more in a future video. I've got a couple of different things I want to talk about in future videos. One is what I do if I was starting over, and how I started, and then what I do if I was starting over. Two, networking, my thoughts on networking, good, scam. I'll tell you the title right now. Networking is a scam. That's the title of the video, what it's going to be. And then another one talking about connecting with other young entrepreneurs. But that one will most likely be when I've grown YFN, Young Founders Network. If you want to join, links in the description, to more members and see how it goes. I'm learning, I'm figuring it all out. What's really cool about this, and I could keep going all day, watch. I'll go think I'm about to wrap up, and then I'll start talking about something else. This is like me and Lucas's conversations. We'll want to get this one point, and here I'm doing it as well. But then we'll go 16 other stories and forget about what the main story is. Or we won't forget about the story, but we'll tell so many other stories that we run out of time, or then we'll eventually get to it. That's what this is a lot. But once I have more conversation, I'm just figuring it all out. That's what I was saying. What's really cool about this is you can see I'm just figuring it all out as I go. I don't know everything. Half the time I don't know what I'm doing. When I first got into business, got my first client, frankly, I had no clue what I'm doing. And by the literal term, you could look at it and go, I scammed him. I didn't scam him actually because I was working for free. I worked for free until I got results. And the people knew what they were getting themselves into. So by the actual word, I didn't scam them. But sometimes I say to people jokingly, oh yeah, I scammed him, in a joking way. But it's all learning. It's all just figuring out. I'm learning how to build the Young Founders Network, especially digitally. Best way to do it, how do we operate calls, what time is it, best does everyone converse, how do I get everyone to win in the community, as well as the business, how do I grow that as much as I can, what can I do, ads, all of these different things, get leads, make offers, sign clients, fulfill, get results. And then the channel as well, which this one, probably thinking about the least only because, I say least, I'm not, because I really enjoy it so much. It forces me to do the other things, and also just the act of talking to you, it's just so much better. You get, I feel like I'm talking to a friend. I think that's really cool. And it gets like that over time. But I guess that's, holy shit, I could just keep going, can't I? I can just keep going. And I think that's a good thing. I've completely forgotten what I was going to say. I feel like I'm talking to a friend. What was I? Oh, that was it. It's the posting daily. Posting daily gives you the fastest feedback loop possible. Because guess what? Post a video, you film another one the next day. What do I improve upon the last one? What did I do wrong? What can I fix? Every single day. I'm forcing myself to sit down and speak every single day. So guess what? I become a better speaker because of it. Sure, I will still slip up words. Like, you'll hear me most videos, I'll say something ridiculous, like just some absolute word vomit. I'll mispronounce a word and then I'll call myself on it. I like to be very particular and intentional with what I say, as in my words. Being a good communicator is one of my biggest goals in life. I want to be an absolutely elite communicator. One that people interact with me and go, holy shit. And probably swearing isn't the best way to do it, but I mean, got to be authentic, right? I'm going to just say that under authenticity. But I want people to leave a conversation and go, no, he speaks well. He's charismatic. He can articulate his words, and his clarity of thought is unbelievable. If we define communication skills, what is it? Well, you want to have a conversation with people and them to walk away and feel glad that they had that conversation. What goes into that? Well, it's being charismatic. Then we break that down even further. What is charismatic mean? It's smiling when you see someone. It's being interested in them. What are they like? Who are they? Getting to know the person. It is speaking clearly, not mumbling. Them being able to hear you and understand what you're saying because you are pronouncing your words properly. I had a conversation at a networking event, and I will ramble on this in the networking video because it really got under my skin, and frankly I'm about to punch the camera just thinking about it for a separate day. But he was mumbling his words and I couldn't understand what he was saying because he was not articulating his words. That's another thing. There's so much that goes into it. What is really cool is, and this is another Hormozy thing, when there is a word, when people say be this, be charismatic. Okay, break it down. Define charisma. What are because charisma you can say be charismatic, but break it down. What are the little actions, because it's actually made up of about 10 different actions that make someone charismatic. What is it? Well, when they look into a room, they scan the room, look at who they know, they talk to people who they don't. They smile at others. They are interested in other people. And I actually want to break it down even further because there are a few things there that I think it'd be important for myself to just be aware of. I recommend you doing it as well if that's what you want to do. I think everyone should try and be a good communicator, because if you're not, well, you're not going to be anywhere near as successful as you're going to be if you are one. Because all life is a communication of value. That's what relationships is. That's what business is. That's what this is. People are only as good as they can communicate. If you have the best product in the world, let's say it this way. If someone is dying from cancer, let's not go cancer. If someone's dying from a disease and it will kill them, you have the solution, the medicine, the product that can heal them so they don't die. If they don't take it, there is 100% certainty that they will die. It is up to you to communicate the value of that product, that solution, to that person so they understand if they don't take it, they will die. And there we go, stumbled over my words. And I recognize it. But that solution, that medicine, whatever it is the only thing that can save them. That's actually all business is. The people, your customers, your clients, they have the disease and you have the medicine, and it is up to you to be able to convey the value of the product, your solution, and that it can solve their problem. If they don't buy, it's because you didn't do a good enough job of communicating that value. Because in theory, if you communicate enough value with anything, everyone would buy. And that doesn't take into account human nature and how humans are. Sorry if you can hear that. This building going on a couple of houses down. Smell of fire, which actually, I love the smell of fire. Again, distracted. I think I have ADHD. I'm not diagnosed. I'm not going to label myself. That's another rant for another day about labeling. There's a few things which I love talking about and I feel quite passionate and strong about. What was I talking about? It was theoretically, if you could convey and communicate correctly, and their buildings are going off again. If you can convey and communicate the value of your product and that help them understand it, then theoretically everyone should buy from you. But then that fails to take into account human nature, how some people are just so defensive and will never buy. Some people, the egos get in the way and don't let them do it because they think they can do it all themselves. Some people just genuinely don't have the money. And then some people have the money and they just don't want to spend it because they're frugal. They don't want to make money because it takes money to make money. You got to spend money to make money. Or as Lucas says, and he says this in a joking, gambling way, but scared money don't make no money. Which he's right. But I think that's enough. That's enough for today. I'm losing light. But today's day 25 on the road to 1 million at 18. I really enjoyed this one. I enjoyed just sitting down talking to you. I think this is going to be a cool video to look back on. I just need to... I don't even know what I'm going to title this. I've mentioned a million different things. You know what? And you can see my thought process right now. Maybe... See, the problem with YouTube is it sort of reinforces that people do these outlandish video titles. So it sort of forces you to... What do you want to say? How can you say it in a crazier way? So, for example, the first spot in my head that my mind goes to is 18-year-old talks about trying to get rich. I might make that the title. I don't know. For example, my week 3 weekly wrap-up was week 3 of trying to get rich. The first week I did it, it was day 7 to 1 million at 18, lessons from week 1. Now, week 3 of trying to get rich is a much better title than that. But, I don't know, there's something I find a little bit icky with just having to do these outlandish titles for the sake of it. But then again, that's just the game, and sometimes you need to play the game. But as long as it's true to me, it doesn't matter. But anyway, that's enough, otherwise I can keep going. Today was day 25. I'll see you guys tomorrow.